Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another live stream. It is Sunday morning. I hope you all are doing really well. Have we all got over yesterday's absolutely unbelievable results and unbelievable performance against Brentford at Goodison Park in the FA Cup? Frank Lampard's first game in charge of Everton and his first win as Everton manager as well, and actually broke a record yesterday. Frank Lampard, that is the biggest win of any Everton manager on their debut in the history of the football club. So Frank setting records on day one. Hopefully those positive records can continue to be broken. The draw for the fifth round has just taken place literally about 5 minutes ago, and Everton have been drawn against either AFC Bournemouth or Boreham in the FA Cup fifth round at Goodison Park. Let us know your thoughts on that. Probably one of the better draws we could have gotten. To be fair, it's a home tie, which is always a positive. I said yesterday that, the Brentford game being at Goodison Park was a massive advantage than what it would have been had it have been away from home. Not only because Brentford are much better at home than they are away from home, but also, it was that opportunity for Frank Lampard and the team to soak up the atmosphere, and for us to go out and put a real performance in front of, 40-odd thousand Evertonians, and that's exactly what the team did. So it's another home draw, which is fantastic. To be honest, I was just absolutely made up when we were pulled out of the bowl first, because I knew we would be playing at Goodison Park, and then to see us play, against either AFC Bournemouth or Boreham, who they play, I think, today, later on, about 4:30, something like that, is, again, another really good draw. I don't think we can really complain. Boreham are the lowest ranked team in the FA Cup as of this moment. As I said, their game is later today, so dependent on whether or not they're still in the competition after today, we'll have to wait and see. Bournemouth are a team that are fighting to try and get promoted back into the Premier League. Obviously, they are in the Championship. Last time I think Everton played Bournemouth, they beat us on the last day of the season at Goodison Park. No points for guessing who scored in that game. But, it's certainly a team that Everton should be looking at, to be able to go out there and put a performance in against and win. As I said, before, this should be a comfortable win, especially if we play like we did yesterday. Don't get me wrong, it'll be a tricky game, and if we don't turn up and we don't battle and we don't bring, absolutely everything, then, there's every chance that either one of these teams could cause an upset. If you were to ask me who do I think will go through today, I think it's probably more likely to be Bournemouth over Boreham, if I'm being honest with you. And Bournemouth could certainly cause Everton problems, as I said, if we don't. If we don't turn up and give absolutely everything. But if we do turn up and give absolutely everything, and if we perform like we did yesterday against Brentford, then I think this will be a comfortable win, which will see us into the quarterfinals of the competition, and hopefully we can get a favourable draw in that game as well. Bournemouth have actually done some good business in this transfer window. Brought in Nat Phillips, I believe, from Liverpool on loan. Brought in Todd Cantwell as well from Norwich, which was a really good bit of business. So they've got some players there that have got a point to prove, and that will be wanting to show that they're good enough to compete, in the Premier League. And what better of a chance to do that than against, a Premier League side in an FA Cup tie, obviously, as they try and fight their way towards promotion. But let's not discount Boreham. There's every chance that Boreham could cause an upset today. They've come this far in the competition. As I said, they're the lowest ranking team in the competition, and they'll be absolutely full of confidence going into this one, and believing that, if they can get past Bournemouth, then they get their chance to play not only at a Premier League stadium, but also at a side like Everton, Goodison Park. This is a fantastic opportunity for them. Bournemouth are currently sitting third in the Championship, 6 points off the top with 2 games in hand on Blackburn, and they've played the same amount of games as Fulham, who are at the top. So they could very easily go second and be chasing Fulham, over the next couple of weeks or so with those games in hand. So they're a good side, Bournemouth. They're certainly not a side to look at and go, this will be easy. This will walk over them. But as I said, if we do perform like we did yesterday, then I'm very confident that we'll be progressing into the next round, which I believe is the quarter final, and then we start to look over the horizon towards Wembley. As I said, I'm sure everybody is still absolutely on cloud nine after yesterday, and don't let that feeling go away. By the way, don't think because it's Sunday and the game's over that has to go away. Enjoy it. We haven't had many days like yesterday in recent years as Evertonians. Games where we turn up, we win, we do it comfortably, and we're absolutely brilliant. The atmosphere is great, the manager's loving it, the players are loving it. When was the last time we had that as fans to cling on to, so don't let it go. I know a lot of people will have not long got home from their nights out. I hope everybody stayed safe and had a great time yesterday, but enjoy it, soak it up, enjoy it. We've got a massive game coming up on Tuesday, and you know it's another must win. Frank Lampard said in his post-game press conference yesterday, now we've got to focus on a really, really important game of football, you know, which is coming up on Tuesday against Newcastle. But you know, as I said, enjoy it, soak it up, and you know, don't let that feeling of pure happiness and joy go away too quickly, because, you know, as I said, let's keep a hold of it until at least, you know, 7 o'clock on Tuesday, when we'll start to focus on Newcastle. Obviously, that doesn't go towards the players, by the way. If you're an Everton player watching, then, you know, we won yesterday, put that behind you and focus on Tuesday, because we desperately need to win on Tuesday, but I doubt there's any Everton players watching anyway. Let us know in the live comments what you think of the draw, AFC Bournemouth or Boreham at Goodison Park in the 5th round of the FA Cup. As I said, that game is played today, so we'll know by later today whether it's AFC Bournemouth or Boreham Wood. You know, as I said, I wouldn't discount Boreham Wood, because they're a side that'll be running on a lot of confidence at the moment, and we'll be looking at this game thinking that they could cause an upset, and what an opportunity it would be if they did cause an upset to come and play at a Premier League side. Imagine how good that would be for them as a football club, as well as the financial benefits they'd get from progressing into the next round. But Bournemouth are a good side. They're doing really, really well in the Championship at the moment. They've made some smart signings over the last couple of weeks or so. And it won't be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. It won't. And if Everton don't turn up and give absolutely everything, then Bournemouth or Boreham Wood could cause us an upset. But as I said, I'm really confident that if we play like we did yesterday, with that confidence, with that ability, with that style, with that attack and pressure, you know, that Frank Lampard has implemented into this side with only a matter of days, you know, with the players. You know, obviously he'll have had many more weeks, you know, when this fixture's played, and hopefully we'll be in a much better situation in the Premier League as well. So if we can implement the style, you know, and the tactics that we did yesterday, then I'm very, very confident we could beat either of these teams and beat them comfortably without being disrespectful. You know, and that's not saying we should overlook them. That's just an inner confidence I've got after watching that performance yesterday. So, yeah, very, very, very favourable draw. Very favourable draw. There was other teams in there that we could have pulled out. Liverpool, Leicester, I believe, play Nottingham Forest today. Chelsea, I think, is still in it. Manchester City won yesterday. Chelsea won yesterday. West Ham won yesterday in extra time, obviously. So there was a number of Premier League teams that we could have pulled out, that would have given us, you know, definitely a much tougher task on our hands. And I actually think, especially if Boreham Wood managed to win today, then they're the lowest ranking team in the competition, so we couldn't really have asked for a better draw, you know, at Goodison Park. And whilst Bournemouth are a good side and doing well in the Championship, and could cause us some issues if we don't you know, appreciate their quality, I also think that, as I said, it's a much better draw than what could have been. And, you know, as the old saying goes, we'll take that all day, won't we? We'll take that all day. Let's get in the comments then. An Everton fan says, "Hi Cam, that was an alright draw. I agree. Great draw up the effing Toffees. Morning, lad," says Andy. Is right. Marco Silva, 22-0, says Bailey. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Hi Cam, change for us to get a good draw, says Jason. Yeah, we've had a decent draw in the last couple, haven't we? You know, again, I think Brentford was a relatively decent draw as well, especially at Goodison Park, because Brentford aren't a very good football team. Let's have it right. You know, they're in the Premier League and they're doing well, and they've gained a lot of confidence from, you know, some of their performances this season. But in terms of quality, they're very, very, very limited. Brentford. I actually think I'd go ahead and say Bournemouth are a better footballing team than Brentford, if I'm being honest with you. But again, let's not discount Boreham Wood. You know, I'll be watching that game eagerly. Now I'm sure we all will be watching that game eagerly tonight and checking the scores and stuff. Good draw, really need to progress in the cup, says Philip. I agree. Willie says, morning Cam, how good was it to see a young manager jumping up and down the touchline and the team looking like a new side, but a long way to go, but a great start. Yeah, I said it yesterday in the instant match reaction, mate. You know, we've had the last two managers we've had now have been to, you know, whether you want to call it calm and collected, whether you want to call it not very emotional, whether you want to call it, you know, that's their way of managing. Listen, some managers don't run up and down the touchline. Some managers, when we score, they go to the notepad and write some stuff down, like Benitez does. Carlo was very, you know, I remember when we beat Tottenham 5-4 in the FA Cup last season. Bloody hell, it feels like about 10 years ago, last season. And Carlo Ancelotti had that famous, you know, clip where we scored and he was sipping his cup of tea. And I myself, I was guilty of this, and a lot of Blues were jumping on, going, look at how cool Carlo is, look at how amazing he is. He's sipping his tea, he's dead calm, he's dead collected. And it was boss at the time, but given the situation that we're in now and how much diversity, no, that's not the right word, sorry, how much sort of toxicity there's been around the football club in recent weeks and months, and how sort of divided we are. I suppose diversity is the right word, and how divided we are as a football club. We really now need a manager who is going to give it, big and on the touchline, who is going to run up and down, who is going to, give it the old thing, that to the fans when we score, and the players are going over and over. That's what we need. We need that emotion. We need that. We need to be able to grasp onto that. We know the manager really, really cares. And I'm not saying that Carlo Ancelotti or Rafael Benitez didn't care, but it would have been very easy to look at the way they celebrated goals or didn't celebrate goals and think, are they really that bothered about it? But then some people would say, well, why should they be? It's just their job. They're doing their job. But I can't express to you how good it is to see a manager showing that emotion and how much we as Evertonians will grasp onto that. Steve says we will go unbeaten all season now and win the FA Cup. Imagine it, mate. Imagine it. Ian says afternoon camp still buzzing, mate. We've got to be happy with that draw. They'll be worried about coming to us now, nursing a hangover after the joy of yesterday bring on Tuesday. Now, yeah, as I said, don't let that feeling go away, mate. We'll let the hangover go away because an hangover is never good, but don't let that joy and that emotion go away. We've got a really difficult game on Tuesday, really difficult game, but it's still the weekend. We can at least enjoy yesterday until at least the end of today, and then we can start worrying about Tuesday tomorrow. Philip says, anything can happen in the Cup. Kidderminster, we're a minute away from beating West Ham. You're spot on, mate. You're absolutely spot on. You're right, and we shouldn't overlook either of these teams. One thing I'm really, really happy about, as I said before, is the fact that it's a Goodison tie. It's a tie at home. Any game away from home is a difficult game, even if you pick a lower league side. Look at Hull. A few weeks back, we made that one hard for ourselves. Over the years, teams that we've gone out to, the likes of Millwall, away from home, we struggled against Huddersfield earlier on in the season. We were knocked out of the Carabao Cup by QPR earlier on in the season as well. So, again, away ties are always infinitely more difficult, it goes without saying, than home ties. So as soon as I seen that we were pulled out first and that we were going to be playing at home, I was absolutely made up, because I just think we've got a much better chance, especially with the positivity running around the football club at the moment, of beating pretty much anybody left in the competition at Goodison Park. Obviously, there's some top teams in there that would have caused us massive problems because of their quality, but certainly the mid to low table Premier League sides, and then anybody below, I'm confident we can turn up and beat at Goodison Park if this positivity continues. Of course, Frank Lampard has got a number of really, really important Premier League games before this FA Cup tie will be played, and it's imperative that we get as many points as possible out of those Premier League ties so that we can go into Goodison in this FA Cup fifth round and still be absolutely bouncing, and that includes 6 points out of the next 6 for me against Newcastle and Leeds. Adam, she says, let's take Frank to Wembley again. Mark says, Bournemouth are an okay side, but yesterday has inspired me to new heights. Yeah, Nathan says, we're on the march of Frankie's army. Absolutely. Bailey says, I meant 22-0 was the biggest win for the manager's first game with us. Yeah, but it wasn't a competitive game, so it doesn't count. I'm not taking Marco Silva beating ATV Ardning 22-0 in a pre-season friendly as a first game. Marco Silva's first game was Wolves, was it, that season? We drew 2-2 against Wolves away from home. Richarlison scored a couple of goals. We can't take the 22-0, can we? Jason says, the way Sky hyped up Brentford and their manager, though. Listen, Brentford are a team that work really hard and they battle and they fight and they deserve to be where they are in the Premier League, and they've got an amazing atmosphere at their home ground, and they've won some really, really good games this season, and they've taken some points off really, really good sides because of that fight and that desire and that never give up mentality. But in terms of quality on the pitch, they're not brilliant. They haven't got a lot of it. And that's just the reality of the situation, whether you like it or not. Morning Cam, morning Blues, says Kevin is right, Kev. Go ahead, Cam, lad, hope you're okay. I'm not too bad, says DGST. Anthony says, up the toffees, the belief is back. Great win. Yes, mate. Billy says, felt good getting up this morning, watched all the goals like 2 million times. Brilliant performance from the team. And to top it off, we get a good draw. Love it. Up the effing toffees. Come on, you Blues. Is right, mate. Yeah, listen, I can't stop watching the goals, to be honest with you, especially Richarlison's goal. If you haven't watched Richarlison's goal back, go and watch it. The passages of play before the actual goal and the ball by Alan, oh my God, the ball by Alan makes me just want to turn up at his house and propose to him on his doorstep. It's absolutely peach fucking perfect. It's amazing. If you haven't watched it back, go and watch it once, and I guarantee you won't stop watching it for the rest of the day. Kevin says the Brentford manager is a loser, not very gracious in defeat. He was dismissive about Everton, the two, not very professional. That what a shit. I didn't see his interview, mate, but I don't know what he could be dismissive about, because we absolutely folded them up, put them in a box, taped the box up, wrote the address on it, and sent them back to Brentford. I don't know what's dismissive about it. They had nothing in the game other than a penalty, which was dubious. Mohammed says we need a big sale in the summer to fund investment in the squad. DCL to Arsenal for 60 million for me. Replace him with Brozier and invest in the rest of the squad. Interesting. I think Dom's future is definitely up for debate. But who knows? We might have a really, really strong end to the season, and Dom might think, you know what? Frank Lampard is the right manager to progress me as a player, as a striker, and he might decide to stay. Who knows? If we win the FA Cup, that's 2 cups this season. Yeah, says Philip. Yeah, fair enough. Says Bailey. Brady says the draw is so good. It is a really good draw for us. Jason says Bournemouth versus Boreham is ITV4 rather than ITV. There you go. Morning, Cam, mate. I've been missing the live streams. Good to have caught you today, Cam, says Neil. Thank you very much, my mate. Really appreciate it. I'm opening an icon back on FIFA. Wish me luck. Good luck. And Everton talks about. Cam and you, Everton, says Nicholas. Yeah. And Thomas Frank is a serial sore loser, says the Epic. Is he? I didn't know, because I don't know a lot about him, to be honest, because he's irrelevant to my life. But there you go. Apparently he's a serial sore loser. Yeah, he's obviously just fuming, isn't he, that they lost. I don't know how he could try and spin that Brentford were unlucky, as if they had anything in the game, but there you go. Anyway, look, we are going to leave it there then. Just wanted to do a little live stream to talk about the draw. Let us know your thoughts on the draw. Everton have been drawn against either AFC Bournemouth or Boreham Wood in the FA Cup 5th round at Goodison Park. Their game will take place today, so we'll be able to know by the end of today who we will be playing in the next round. But as I said, if we play like we did yesterday, then I think we can beat either of these teams and beat them quite comfortably, especially with it being at Goodison Park. If you have enjoyed this one, please hit that like button. It would mean a massive, massive amount to me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. We will be back later tonight, probably with the game review to yesterday's performance, because obviously we've got the Newcastle game on Tuesday, so we'll have to do the previews of that tomorrow. So don't forget to join us later tonight for that. If you have enjoyed this one, please hit that like button. Massive thanks to everybody in the live comments. Really, really do appreciate it. If you're watching as a YouTube video, let us know your thoughts down below. But there you go. Let us know your thoughts on the draw. Big thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you soon on The Mighty Blues.